Bill and Hillary Clinton were supposed to go to Congress today. They were deposed by James Comer, who is the leader of the House Oversight Committee. Well, did they show up? Let's get into the story. It turns out that neither Bill nor Hillary showed up to be deposed today by Congress. This is now going into a very interesting time period because, as James Comer says here, they not only refused to testify in their knowledge of what they knew and when they knew it for the Epstein investigation, but James Comer here in this clip is going to tell us about what happens next.
Unanimously by the committee in a bipartisan manner, we will move next week in the House Oversight Committee markup to hold former President Clinton in contempt of Congress.
Yeah, good job.
With that, be happy to answer any questions real quick.
Mr. Chairman.
Anybody on the committee?
Will you roll out bringing Donald Trump in for an interview
Well,
in this investigation?
President Trump has answered thousands of questions about Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, I would say today, you all ask him questions every day. He answers questions every day
Yes or no?
about Epstein.
Will you roll out?
Well, you can't bring in a current president of the United States, and you all know that. So, but President Trump has answered thousands of questions about Epstein. I bet today, at some point, some of you all will ask President Trump questions about Epstein. He answers those questions. To my knowledge, former President Clinton has never answered questions about Epstein. And we just had questions because, again, I think anyone would admit they spent a lot of time together while Bill Clinton was president and post-presidency.
Exactly right. So now, next week, they're going to have a vote if they should hold Bill and Hillary to a contempt of Congress charge. Keep in mind, this is the same charge that Peter Navarro and Steve Bannon had placed on them by the J6 committee. And what happened to them? Both of them went to jail. That's what the Democrats did to Republicans that were friendly to the Trump administration. So the question I have for you first in the comments is, do you think that James Comer and the Republicans are going to actually, one, move forward with this charge, and two, hold Bill and Hillary to it? I'm curious what you think. Secondly, on the Trump issue, he's exactly right. Donald Trump answers questions every single day, really any question from any reporter. He's been very open with his access. But I want you to ask yourself this question. If Joe Biden and Christopher Wray and Merrick Garland knew that Donald Trump had anything to do or was nefarious in any of the details with Jeffrey Epstein, why didn't they prosecute him when they could have? Maybe the answer is there's nothing there. I don't know. I just figured I'd ask the question. So again, Bill and Hillary decide to skip the House depositions as it relates to the Epstein investigation. This is the New York Post reporting. The reason I pull this up is that there's a clue as to where this may or may not go, as it quotes the lawyers that were representing Bill and Hillary. So as you can see here, the 8-page letter from the lawyers representing Bill and Hillary say this, that the House Oversight Committee, led by James Comer, is trying to punish those of you who you see as enemies and to protect those you think are friends. Well, is that copacetic, again, with what we know, that Peter Navarro and Steve Bannon were placed in jail for the same charge of not showing up to House depositions? So now Bill and Hillary are trying to have it both ways. The lawyer for Bill and Hillary go on here, and they say that essentially Bill and Hillary don't need to answer to this deposition and request by the Republicans because they feel that it's illegal and it doesn't have any standings. Well, again, say that to Bill and Hillary, or say that to Steve Bannon, say that to Peter Navarro. So the Clinton attorney again says that these are legally unenforceable subpoenas by the House committee. So my question of you is, do you agree with the House committee? Do you think that these are legally unenforceable? Do you think that James Comer's going to do anything about the contempt of Congress charges now against Bill and Hillary Clinton? Lastly, what do you think they knew, right, Bill and Hillary, as it relates to Jeffrey Epstein? I'm curious what you think. Let me know in the comments down below. So this story is developing. We'll do another post on it next week, but I wanted to break the news that Bill and Hillary did not show up to Congress as they were asked to do, and that puts them in the same situation that Peter Navarro and Steve Bannon were in last year. More to come on this story as it breaks.
We won!
Okay, let's go.
We won!